Hello, welcome to this introduction to Wasabi cloud storage video. My name is Neil, I'm a senior systems engineer for Wasabi here in the UK. This video will give an introduction to Wasabi's hot cloud storage. So who is Wasabi? Wasabi are a low price, high performance, secure object storage in the cloud service. We were founded in 2015 by two chaps out in Boston, David Friend and Jeff Flowers, who saw that there was an opportunity in the object storage market because they saw that a lot of customers were unhappy with the random, unpredictable charges that they got at the end of every month. So they wondered whether they could create a service where they only charge customers for the capacity that they were storing and nothing else. So they sat around for a couple of years and deciding how to do it and what data centers worldwide they wanted to live in and where they wanted presence. And then in 2017 they launched the Wasabi service. So we've been growing rapidly year on year for the last 6 years. We're still a privately held company, so David and Jeff still own us, and we've got a current market value of 1.1 billion. We are very comparable to AWS S3, Azure Blob and Google Cloud Platform Storage. Currently we have thousands of different customers and partners across all different verticals. So as I said, over the last 6 years we've had rapid company growth. We've currently got 54,000 customers worldwide and growing rapidly, with 13 storage regions where those customers can decide to store their data. We've got exabytes of data under our management, and we have a Net Promoter Score rating of 58. If you know the Net Promoter Score, it's a customer loyalty metric on whether customers like your product, like returning for further purchases, and also like recommending your product to their friends and colleagues. So the industry average for an infrastructure as a service company, which is what we are, is 36. So we're very, very happy with our 58 Net Promoter Score rating. So there are three main pillars of Wasabi, and these are price, performance, and protection. When you look at price, if you took 1 petabyte of storage with 20% egress over a year, we are roughly 80% cheaper than the hyperscalers. The reason for that is over on the left. So the first one is egress. Egress is when you want to take your data back out of a cloud provider. So you might do this for restoring from a backup or just to download the data because you need it. So the cloud vendors would charge you, the hyperscalers would charge you for taking your data back, this egress charge. It's a random monthly charge depending on how much data you actually egress. Well, here at Wasabi we have no charge for egress. It's your data, it's your customer's data. If you want it back, we want you to have it back free of charge. But you also might be doing a restore. You might be doing a DR test. Again, that's all egress and we're not going to charge you for that. We also don't charge for API requests. So when an application talks to a cloud storage provider, they use an API. And these applications send these API requests. They might be put or a get or a delete, something like that. Now the hyperscalers charge for API requests. They're only a small charge, but they all add up. And again, they're unpredictable. You don't know within every single given month how many API requests your application is going to make. Well, here at Wasabi, we do not charge for API requests, so you can go ahead and make as many as you like. We also don't have any storage tiers. We have a single tier of storage, and it's equivalent in speed and performance to AWS standard tier. So this means that we don't have any complexity around where to store your data, which tier you should be storing it in. It's a single tier. You put your hot data or your cold data in the same tier. We also have a reserved capacity storage purchasing model. So this is an economies of scale purchasing model. The more storage you take out from Wasabi over the longer period, the more discount you'll get off of that storage. On the back end, we're architected for performance. We use a highly distributed architecture to allow us to have exabyte scale. So we use different servers laid out in different ways, database servers, user servers and storage servers, and we can upgrade any of these components as we need to within our data center. This gives us our performance and, as I said, our exabyte scale within each region. And the last pillar was protection, and this is what most people are interested in. So we offer 11 nines of data durability. So the different ways that we carve up the data when it gets to Wasabi, when we write it across different disks and servers and racks, allows us to have that 11 nines of durability. It means that we would need to lose a phenomenal amount of components within our infrastructure before we would suffer any issues. We also have an availability SLA of 99.99. We automatically integrity check data when it arrives at Wasabi and when it leaves Wasabi, and also every 90 days we perform an on-disk integrity check of your data as well to make sure nothing has changed. We also encrypt all data at rest. We offer immutability via S3 object lock. So immutability is really important. So immutability means that an object that is locked by immutability cannot be changed in any way. And that means changed by anybody. Cannot be changed by me, cannot be changed by the customer, cannot be changed by our support organization, cannot be changed by David and Jeff who own Wasabi. It is absolutely set in stone. So you can see this also protects you against ransomware, because the ransomware attackers also cannot change that data, edit it or delete it in any way. So if you're using a backup product that is enabled for immutability and sending your backups to an immutable enabled bucket, you know that if you do unfortunately get a ransomware attack, they might be able to scrabble everything on premises, but they cannot delete or alter that backup in any way. We also offer strong identity and access management. So this is to lock down users logging into the Wasabi portal to only be able to do certain things or see certain buckets. And also the ability to use multi-factor authentication. So users accessing the Wasabi service will have to authenticate against a soft token on their smartphone. Now, because of the data that we store worldwide, and we do store a phenomenal amount of different data, this goes from backup and archive data to medical records, X-ray images, PACS images, satellite imagery. Law enforcement uses Wasabi a lot, so this is body-worn cameras, dashboard cameras, evidence scrapings from PCs and servers and mobile phones. University data, so this is student records and also research data as well, maybe genomics testing, big data lakes. Movie and entertainment's another big use case, so raw movie footage when people are making TV shows or movies. So you can see there's a phenomenal amount of different use cases for our Wasabi service. So due to this different amount of data, we've gone through a lot of compliancy hoops worldwide. So we're in the UK and Europe, GDPR ready, health insurance, HIPAA, family educational, FERPA, criminal justice, motion picture. So we're also PCI DSS certified, SOC 2 certified, and ISO 27001 certified as well. So this goes to show to our customers that we've jumped through a lot of hoops to make sure that we are secure and safe to store their data. So I've already touched on this on the last slide quite a bit. So the use cases for Wasabi, the main one being backup and recovery and archiving, probably 65-ish% of our business is all around that. But as I said, we also do a lot around universities, AI, machine learning, genomics, satellite imagery, surveillance, law enforcement. Actually, surveillance also encompasses CCTV footage as well. We've got a product called Wasabi Surveillance Cloud, which allows customers to archive older, colder surveillance recording or CCTV recordings off to Wasabi. So you can see there's a phenomenal amount of different use cases for Wasabi. Where are we worldwide? Well, here in EMEA, we have presence or data centers in London, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, and Paris. Out in America, we've got 2 in Virginia, 1 in Texas, and 1 in Oregon. 1 up in Canada there in Toronto. 2 out in Japan, so that's Tokyo and Osaka. 1 in Singapore and 1 in Sydney. So that gives us our current global coverage. We are looking at more data centers. And you know, when we see regions which have a big use case for object storage in the cloud, then we look at opening new regions in those areas. So what's compatible with Wasabi? Well, when David and Jeff wrote the Wasabi code 6 years ago, they needed to use an API set, so we used the API set from AWS. So the same constraints, storage, and IAM policies. So this means that any application that works with AWS S3 will work with Wasabi. We've got some big ticket items here over in the right. So we've got Veeam, good partner of ours, Satera, excuse me, Axis, Haiku, Cohesity, Dell, NetApp. So you can see we work with lots of very large ecosystem partners. If you go onto wasabi.com/interop, you'll see a list of all the applications it was certified to work with. And there are over 350 different applications on there. Our management console is very simple to use. Previous to Wasabi, my job for the last 20 years was in hardware companies. So I joined Wasabi a year ago and I was slightly worried, was it going to be overcomplicated? Was it going to be difficult? And it's absolutely not. It's a very, very simple to use interface. We modeled it around the same concepts as AWS because a lot of customers were already used to using AWS. So, if we modeled it around those same concepts, it means our customers could very quickly pick up the Wasabi console. So we use the concept of buckets, keys, users, and policies. As I said, really, really simple to manage. So I wouldn't worry if you're not used to cloud services at all. So Wasabi's done very well in the awards marketplace. We do quite often go to award shows. CRN like us, IDC like us, Gartner like us. So we've won lots of awards and we've got lots of industry recognition over the past 6 years. So last but not least, just a little slide showing a few of our customers worldwide. I'll pick out a few. So higher education, you'll notice all the Ivy Leagues are on there. Harvard, Brown, Stanford, Berkeley, UCLA. Here in the UK, London Film School, Open University, Leeds Trinity University. You'll see on the top Liverpool Football Club. We actually sponsor Liverpool, but Liverpool Football Club are also a customer of ours. So they've got all their old football archive data going back, 30 years, all stored now safely with Wasabi. FIFA was a nice one last year, so we stored all the video footage from last year's World Cup out in Qatar. So that was a 3-week engagement with all of that data coming into our Amsterdam data center. And you can see for yourselves, we work with a lot of different companies storing lots and lots of different data across the globe. So that's the end. So thank you very much for your time today. If you've got any questions around this presentation, please feel free to email me. It's Neale, Neale, @wasabi.com. Thank you for listening.